Trump says good talks ongoing with Iran, but offers few details. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. Shalom, 240 and 4,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah for the GMS Denver camp. Come at you with another lesson in regards to this article that you see right here, all right, from BBC News. And it says, Trump is speaking of good talks ongoing with Iran. Now, understand, man, the first precept that comes to my mind, it speaks to this scenario right here. Let's get a quick precept. All right, here we have the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night." All right, it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. You see, the day of the Lord, man, is a time of judgment. It's a time of great death, man, and destruction. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. What is this talking about, man? This is talking about when you hear these people mentioning peace and safety. Understand that sudden destruction is right around the corner, because we understand what time and season we're in. All right, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we're in a time of war. We're in a time of the Lord causing these nations to come up against America, Babylon the Great. One of those nations being Iran. All right, mentioning Ezekiel the 38th chapter. All right, under the name of Persia, because Iran is Persia. Understand that. Before it was called Iran, it was called Persia, and it's in the scriptures. And they're clearly against the U.S., man. But they're talking about peace and safety. Nah, man, sudden destruction is coming. We know what's going on, man. We ain't gonna get caught with our pants down. All right. Matter of fact, let's get a little bit more of that article right there. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They don't get caught like a woman in travail. All right. Imagine like a pregnant woman. All right. You know what I'm saying? She's 9 months pregnant. And all of a sudden, while she's out and about, her water breaks all of a sudden, unexpectedly. All right. That's how these people are going to get caught off guard. All right. The majority of people are going to get caught off guard, man. They believe in the hype, believe in these different news media, propaganda articles and whatnot. Look, man, we know what it is according to prophecy. This shit is almost over, and it's going to go out with a bang. Understand? Great death and violence is coming. Let's get a little bit more of that article real quick. We'll grab some more precepts. All right, so let's read some of this. It says, U.S. President Donald Trump's promise of quote-unquote good and productive talks with Iran are perhaps his most conciliatory remarks since the beginning of Operation Epic Fury, but leave significant unanswered questions. Because if you ask my honest opinion, I don't believe they're talking about no damn peace. All right, them Iranians is ready for war, man. You know, they can lie to you in this media, but we know what's going on, man. Early on Monday morning, just hours before markets opened, Trump took the Truth Social, right, his social media website, promising to hold off on striking Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period as talks continue, after having previously threatened to obliterate these targets unless Iran opens the Strait of Hormuz. Now that's going on too, man. They're talking about peace and safety and whatnot, man. They got the Strait of Hormuz closed off to the U.S. and allies. All right, that's causing a major chokehold on the economy here in the U.S. That's why you see gas prices rising up, man. They're going to be doing gas rationing more than likely, man. You know, speaking as a man. Okay, they already started doing that over there in Slovenia. All right, another country, you know what I'm saying? They started gas rationing already. But let's continue on. Iran, however, has denied that any contact between its official and the Trump administration has taken place. This, in return, immediately prompted questions on what talks Trump was referring to, or whether he was seeking to calm troubled global markets. Yeah, man. Ain't no peace coming. How do I know that? It's through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and this word, man. The understanding of the word. They can't lie to us, man. The prophecies are going to stand as it is written. All right? And I'm going to get another article real quick to show you this, man. We need to be prepared for sudden destruction to come at any moment. All right? So here's another recent article from End Times Headlines. Check it out. It says, U.S. issues worldwide security alert urging caution as Iran-linked groups may target American interests. All right, they talking about peace and safety, but at the same time, they on high alert, warning of T attacks, from Iran supporters. Let's read some of this, man. All right, we know what time we're in. The U.S. Department of State issued a worldwide security alert Sunday, urging Americans across the globe to be wary of threats from Iran-linked groups. The Department of State has advised Americans worldwide, and especially in the Middle East, to exercise increased caution. Americans abroad should follow the guidance and security alerts issued by the nearest U.S. embassy or consulate, the State Department said in a statement. Periodic airspace closures may cause travel disruptions. U.S. diplomatic facilities, including outside of the Middle East, have been targeted, the warning continued. Groups supportive of Iran may target other U.S. interests overseas or locations associated with the United States and or Americans throughout the world. The alert comes after Iranian military spokesman General, I'm not even going to pronounce that name, issued a chilling threat on Friday, warning that Tehran terrorists will now be targeting popular tourism havens as the U.S. and Israel continue their attacks against Iran. Tensions have escalated across the Middle East after the U.S. and Israel bombed Iran on February 28th, killing Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. So there you go, man. So you see what's going on in the world. While Donald Trump is in your face talking about peace and safety. Nah, man. Get your mind right. Let's get a few precepts. Alright, so check this out real quick. We got the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, starting at verse 26. Alright, end time prophecy. This is how we know what's going on, despite all the lies going on in the media. Alright, it says, for the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Okay, you see that? A lot of our people have sinned against the Lord, man. And we're in the time of death and destruction. It's going to come in many different forms. One of those forms being World War III. All right. Let's continue on to the next verse. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. It goes for all the rebellions of our people. All right, you heathen, you other nations outside of the nation of Israel, you don't stand a chance. All right, we're in the time of the heathen being judged as well. Chief heathen being Esau, Edom. This punk ass ain't finna get out of this, man. Ain't no peace coming for Esau. Donald Trump talking about very good peace talks going on with Iran. Let's continue to read on. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east. Okay? And this whole war that's going on is over there in the east. All right? Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Now, who are the dragons of Arabia? All right, all those Arab nations over there in the Middle East, they're going to join together against America. All right, Babylon the Great and Israel, man. All right, that's what's prophesied to happen in this last world's war that's already popped off. All right, we're just in the beginning stages of it. It's finna heat up. All right, you see, we know what's going on, man. This is the war in which America's destroyed. All right, continuing on, it says, also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Now, check this out, man. The Carmanians are who? Those Iranians. Let's prove that real quick. Everything is in the Bible, man. Everything is in the scriptures. This is a divinely inspired book, man. And when the Holy Spirit is dealing with you, you're able to see. All right. Let's check this out. Who are the Carmanians, right? So here we have it right here. I typed in Carmanians, all right, and it says Carmania, Persian region. All right. Carmania is a historical region that approximately corresponds to the current province of Kerman, Iran. You see that right there? And was a province of many Iranic empires, such as the Medes, Achaemenid, Seleucid, Parthian, and Sasanian Empire. The region bordered Persia proper and the Persian Gulf in the west. It goes on to, talk a little bit more about it, but that's the point, man. We got the point already. It's talking about Iran. They're the Persians. So when you see Carmania, that's what it's talking about. And that is who the U.S. is talking about having peace talks with. Let's see what the scriptures actually say. All right, so back in 2 Ezra 15, verse 30 again. Also the Carmanians, now we know who that's talking about, right? Those Iranians, raging in wrath. Do we not see that happening right now? Destroying the state of Israel over there right now. Destroying those small heads. All right, they getting at these American soldiers too. They just don't want to put all the details in the news, man, to keep the people, from bugging out, man. The U.S. is not going to win this war, man, as prophesied. But let's continue on. All right. As the wild boars of the wood, and if you know anything about wild boars, they're vicious, man. They'll gore you, man. If you're out there in the wild and you see a pack of wild boars, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times they'll run up and attack you, man. Those tusks they got, they're vicious. All right, they're relentless, man. Okay, that's how these damn Iranians are coming at the U.S. The U.S. is talking about a ground invasion over there. Man, it's going to turn into a fucking meat grinder. You get your ass sent over there to that region to fight this war for these devils. You ain't going to come back. Understand? Verse 31. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, they're going to link up, man. All right, these Persians and these Arabs, they're going to link up. All right. You see what I'm saying? The Saudi Arabians, all them, they're going to link up and come against the West, man, starting with America, Babylon the Great. Okay. It's just remembering their nature. I believe it says in the scriptures, man, that Ishmael, right, the progenitor of the Arab nations, is a wild man. Let's prove that real quick. Because they're wild, man. Them damn suicide bombers and all that crazy shit. All right. They go hard for their false ass guys, man. Those false Islamic guys. They go hard as hell. All right. You see, and don't get it twisted. Not in any way, shape, or form are we for those, Arabians or Iranians. All right. We're only rooting for the nation of Israel, Yasharallah, the 12 tribes, man. All these other heathen, they're going to war because the Lord is gathering them to destroy themselves, man. But anyway, let's get that scripture that I mentioned, all right, how Ishmael is a wild man. Talking about those Arabs. All right, here we have it right here, way in the book of Genesis, all right. It says, and the angel of the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Shai, said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Shai, have heard thy affliction. So that's when Ishmael was born. All right, you see that right there? Ishmael is the progenitor of the Arabs today, man. Okay, the Arabic nations. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. All right, and that's going into all those Arab nations over there right now in the Middle East. See, he's a wild man, and he's wilding out right now against the U.S. And we ain't seen that yet. They finna turn up even more, man. Then when Russia step in, that's gonna happen as well, man. Ain't no peace coming, man. Fall for that peace talk shit if you want to. All right, let's read verse 32 and we'll jump. All right, it says, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. All right, so yeah, the point is that Hey, these nations over there in the Middle East, they finna turn up against America, aka Babylon the Great, and many people are gonna be afraid, man. We're starting to see that fear happen now, and you know it hasn't even heated up to the point where you know it's gonna get to. I'll say that much. And this one also comes to mind through the Spirit. I want to bring this out, man, because it shows you that we need to be aware of what time we in, not kick back like the rest of these people, focusing on fucking spring break and hot girl summer. All right, we know what's up, man. This is Zephaniah 1 and verse 12. It says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem," and it's talking about the Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, all right, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. The Lord is searching our nation out, man. All right, carefully. That's what it means when it says with candles. "And punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil." And a lot of our people actually think that way. They feel like shit's gonna blow over. All right, they feel like it's gonna go back to normal, and they're gonna continue living wicked and sinful lives in rebellion against the Most High, Yahweh, and the Son Yahweh Shai. Nah, man, this shit is coming to an end. The Lord is bringing an end to the sinful kingdom. All right, today is known as America, Babylon the Great. All right, our people don't think the Lord is gonna bring this death that's coming. Hey, we could be looking at, various T attacks taking place on U.S. soil, man. We'll see. All right, because ultimately we know that they're gonna have to bring forth what? The beast system, including the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. We looking out for that to take place, man. We got our eyes open watching for that shit, because that has to happen before things go nuclear, man. All right, they have to crash this economy, and that's happening right now. All right, inflation, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a shortage of food. There's gonna be all kind of things going on, man. But they talking about peace talks, man. Look, we know what it is. All right, the Lord is angry, and he's in the mode to punish the world, man. And we just pray that he has mercy on us. All right, the Lord creates good and he creates evil, man. Let's get that precept real quick. You got these old wacky tacky Christians talking about my God is all good. He's good all the time. But let's see what it says in the scriptures, man. Here it is right here. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. It says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, do all these things." So when you see evil happening in the world, who's creating it? Who's sanctioning that to happen? The Most High Yahweh. All right, through his son Yahushai. See, y'all don't know the Lord, man. These people out here, they don't know or understand the God of the Bible, man, the power of Israel. All right, he's a terrible power. One of his names that he was known by in the ancient world was Alashadja. All right, God Almighty, and also goes into terrible demon-like power. The Lord is in control, man. All right, Satan is not in control. The Lord controls Satan. The Lord commands Satan to bring evil upon the world, man, and that's what he's doing right now. All right, you see, and those who ain't careful, man, you're gonna get caught off guard, man. The Lord is in the mode of bringing great evil upon the world, man, death and destruction as a judgment. All right, check this one out. This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 16. I'm gonna start at verse 1. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. I'm not gonna read the entire chapter. It's quite lengthy, you know what I'm saying? I think it's about like 70 some verses, but you should read it on your own time, and I might come back, we'll see, man. All how the Spirit moves. Might touch on some other key points. This is heavily prophetic, talking about the time that we're in right now. All right, so this is 2nd Esdras 16 and verse 1. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto Egypt and Syria." All right, and Babylon is synonymous to America. All right, "Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." All right, talking about all this peace and safety, man. Ain't no fucking peace coming to the world, man. All right, and not just America gonna be hit, but other nations are gonna suffer too, man. The rest of these heathen gonna suffer in this world war too, man. Don't get it twisted. America's the main focal point. They're gonna be completely obliterated, all right, by nuclear fire. But all these other heathen nations, they finna feel it too, man. All right, the Lord is taking these heathen down. All right, he's getting ready to establish the kingdom of heaven. All right, when Yahushua returns, man, because he's coming in the midst of all this. All right, now let's continue on. It says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Not Donald Trump. All right, he ain't gonna be able to turn back the sword that the Lord has sent out in the form of these nations gearing up for war against him. This is the Lord's will, and you ain't finna sidestep it. Let's get a quick precept on that. All right, here we have the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, and verse 8. Remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. This is a time where you're going to have to gird up your loins as a man, all right? As a man of Yahweh Shema Shai. Speaking to myself first and foremost, man. We're not in a time of peace. We're not in a time of being weak, all right? You have to be strong in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, and the Lord will strengthen us during these times, man, of chaos and turmoil, man, of death and destruction. It tells you in the scriptures, man, that famine and destruction. Matter of fact, let me get that precept real quick. The Lord said we're going to laugh, meaning we're going to be in a good spiritual state of mind when these things are going down, while everybody else is losing their mind. Let's get a quick precept in Job. I believe it's in Job, the 5th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. We'll come back to this Isaiah 46. All right, so peep this. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, starting verse 19. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. And who is that speaking to, man? The elect of the nation of Israel. Yeah, we're going to be in the midst of all this chaos, but guess what? The Lord's going to be preserving his men, all right, during this time. That's what's written. That's what we got to have faith in. It's written right here. All right, 7 troubles meaning completion. The Lord is able to deliver us out of any situation. All right, understand and know that. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death, and in war, from the power of the sword. Look at that, man. The Lord said he's going to redeem his elect in a time of war, from the power of the sword. There's going to be miracles being worked on behalf of the elect, man. And Lord willing, I'm one of those men that get to experience those miracles, man. And a lot of us men, you know what I'm saying, who the Lord is dealing with on that level, you know, Lord willing is us. We're going to be doing miracles in his name, to glorify his name in the earth during this time. I want to be a part of that number, man. Straight up. Because it's coming. All right. Let's continue on. Verse 21, it says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. The Lord going to have a cold spirit on his men. While everybody else going to be panicking at the death and the chaos, we're going to be stable-minded, man. Courageous, bold, moving in the strength of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right? We're not going to be afraid of the destruction when it comes. At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. You see that? Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. You see that? Because the beasts of the earth is talking about the animals changing their places. Because, you know, when the cities are troubled and there's like a lot of dead bodies everywhere, these carnivorous animals going to start coming out of the woods, man, and creeping into the cities. Especially if the lights go out, man. All right? You're going to start coming out of those wooded areas. All right? Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. All right? But we're not going to be afraid of that, man. The Lord going to have a spirit on us to, you know, be stable-minded. It also tells you that the beasts of the field shall be in league with thee. Let's get that real quick. That's crazy, man. You know, that's heavy, should I say. At destruction and famine now shall laugh. Why? Because the Lord going to be taking care of us, man. We're going to be eating when people are starving. Understand that. People are butchering their own children. We're going to be eating good, clean food, man. That's what's written. All right? Let's see, verse 23, it says, but thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. There you go, man. We ain't going to be tormented by the wild animals out here like everybody else. The Lord going to use them for judgment. All right? But the point is that the elect are going to be in a good case during these times, man. All right? In these times of great chaos and calamity. We know that there's no peace coming to this place, man. We're just bracing and preparing ourselves spiritually. May the Lord have mercy on us. Right, so here we are back in Isaiah 46, verse 8. We got to show ourselves men and move in the faith of Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai no matter what's going on around us. All right, verse 9, it says, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am power, and there is none like me. Because that word God means power in the Hebrew. And Yahweh is the Most High power. Yahweh Shai is the intercessor. All right, he's our connection to Yahweh. All right, that's why we say Yahweh in the name, or Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai means Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right, he's in control, man. Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, is controlling everything that's going on, man. Okay, verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So it don't matter what these heathen think, what they try to do, the Lord's will is going to be done in the earth. And it's the Lord's intents and purposes for America, aka Babylon the Great, to be fucking destroyed, man. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Can't nobody sidestep that. Donald Trump talking about very good peace talks. Get ready for that destruction, man. All right, the Lord's pleasure is to destroy Babylon. Let's get a precept on that in Amos. I'm just moving through the spirit, man. All right, this came to my mind through the spirit right here, the book of Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai. So the Lord said he's going to destroy the sinful kingdom. And today that applies to America, aka Babylon the Great. Is this not a sinful kingdom, the most sinful kingdom on the face of the earth? All right, now understand we got to qualify this, because this was originally speaking of the wicked Israelites. All right, but this now applies to what? America, Babylon the Great. You got to understand how the scriptures work. All right, you see what I'm saying? Everything is not to be taken for face value. This applies to America, Babylon the Great. And he's going to literally destroy it from off the face of the earth, man. All right, to the tune of 200 million thermonuclear missile warheads, man. That's what's coming to this place. To make the land desolate without an inhabitant. But they talking about peace and safety. Fuck out of here. We getting ready. We been getting ready. And the Lord gonna protect us. Abaratazah. All right, so now jumping back to 2nd Esdras 16. All right, I'm gonna jump down and get a quick point right here. It's around the 30th verse. It mentions the wars intensifying for America, Babylon the Great. All right, now it doesn't mention peace right here. All right, here it is right here, verse 33. Start here, it says, the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. What is that talking about? A shortage of men. All right, these women ain't gonna have no husbands. Why? Because a lot of their ass gonna get sent to this war. All right, to be drafted. While they're telling you peace and safety. Now they're getting ready to draft a bunch of you niggas, man. All right. When I say you niggas, I'm talking about you rebellious so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. The 2/3 here in America, a lot of y'all gonna get drafted, man. You YNs, you gangbangers, you thugs, pimps. All right. Even a lot of you bitches gonna get drafted too, man. All right. Because y'all want to be like men. Y'all want to join the military. All right. You see what I'm saying? But it's gonna be majority men that's gonna get drafted. You understand? And they're gonna die over there. It says, verse 34, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. You see that? That meat grinder, man. You're gonna get sent over there to die. And their husbands shall perish of famine. All right, and those that are left here on the soils of America, the men that ain't drafted, a lot of y'all gonna die due to the famines. All right, because in time of war, all right, the food supplies are geared towards what? The soldiers. So you can expect food rationing. And they might have it to the point where you got to take that chip to get food rations. The mark of the beast. Man, everything is working together, man. While they talking about peace and safety. We getting ready in the spirit, man. We're cleaving unto Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. He's our only way out of this shit, man. what these people don't seem to realize. All right. So that's the point on that one, man. All right. This is what's coming. Don't believe the hype, the propaganda, the lies coming from these goddamn devils. I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up with this right here. I gotta head out, but I want to bring this one real quick. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, starting verse 27, right? And this should give you a faith booster. All right, those of you that are sincere out here, man. All right, what does it say? It says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh," because it's coming, baby, "others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance." What is this talking about, man? This talking about the favor of Yahweh Shema Shai kicking in for his elect, starting with the elect man and the women and children that are under him, because there will be, women and children joined to the elect man who the Lord deems worthy of salvation, and they're gonna be merry. I mean, they're gonna be in a good state of mind. They're gonna have abundance, man, in times of lacking. You know what I'm saying? Like when the food shortages happen, eventually, what? We're gonna have that favor bestowed upon us, and we're gonna have abundance. Don't ask me how it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. All right. The Lord said He's gonna do it. He's not a man that He shall lie. So we gotta continue to cleave unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. All right. Imagine that you eating, you and your family somehow is eating, okay, while everybody else is starving to death out here, killing each other over the lack of bread. The Lord gonna have that happen, man. Just like in ancient Egypt, when Egypt was being plagued, all right, with different calamities, the Israelites were safe. They were safe from the plagues, man. That was a miracle. You're getting ready to see that happen on an even larger scale, man. Come on, man. We know that peace ain't coming for these devils and these heathen, but the elect, though we're finna go through tribulation, if we continue to hold on to Yahweh Shema Shai, we're gonna be merry and have abundance, man. It's all a test of our faith, baby. It's all it is. It's all a test. What's it saying in this verse? "The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai," because He's our divine protection. And if the Most High be for us, who could be against us, right? As the scriptures tell us. So the Lord gonna be on the side of His elect. The heathen gonna be envious of us, man, because all the favor that we're gonna be shown in these last days for cleaving unto the Lord, man. He gonna show that favor, man. I'm looking forward to that, baby. I'm looking forward to that divine favor from on high. All right? You see? So continue to fight the good fight of faith, man. Yeah, things are finna turn up in the world, man. You know, you get ready to witness death. People losing their minds. Your family turning on you. All this is gonna happen. But if we cleave unto the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, we're gonna be in a good case at the end of all this, man. And Lord willing, we remain unto salvation. Yahweh Shai is coming for His elect, man. All right? Hold on to your crown, baby. So I'm gonna end this lesson right here. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. They call me Asherallah and the Bible ball. Shalom to the elect.